Hello, another video. Yes, another one. This one's just a little weird questioning one. Has Games Workshop come too late on the skirmish train? What Games Workshop are doing is Age of Sigmar skirmish, which they've already released the rules for, and you'll need the PDFs, the War Scrolls, which you can download free from Games Workshop, to create your warband or whatever they're calling them. You can get so many, and some you can get you can build up to a unit of 20. Why not? That, and then there's Shadow War Armageddon for 40k. Shadow War Armageddon, I have problems in that, and this is just me. For every game you win or lose, your models get better, like add on different weapons, get more points so they can increase the stats or upgrade to a new model entirely. If you lose models or whatnot, they roll injuries and they could die or live on just with some penalties. It's just a case of you need to write these down, and if you forget, you're buggered. Or if you're facing someone who's cheating and wrote down different stats saying, yeah, I've played this many games, yep, I've got all these and I've won them all, won all my games, yep, got all this stuff. You know, I feel like that's that sort of thing. I don't think that's the case with Age of Sigmar skirmish. Age of Sigmar skirmish is trying to it looks like it's trying to do Frostgrave. It's just with the range that Age of Sigmar's got. Another problem I have with Shadow War Armageddon is that some of the models in different factions you can't use, like for Tyrannid, you can't use the Lictor. That doesn't make sense. You've got warriors, you've got warrior primes, which are specialists, not leaders, so I don't know. I just like with my skirmish games, this model has this, that model has that, and it does this and that. There you go. Or I like it where he's got this stats, does this. It comes with this weapon and gear. You could change it, upgrade it by having this, and maybe these items. You know, that sort of thing. And maybe with Malifaux's extent of adding card upgrades onto different models or just the faction as a whole. So that's my thing. I feel when it comes to Age of Sigmar skirmish, they came way too late. Doing a fantasy skirmish game is hard enough already when guns isn't really a thing. You've got to rely on magic, and you've got to somehow make that nuanced and interesting. And that's the thing. I feel it's kind of the same with Kings of War skirmish. Mantic have come too late for that, but that's just me. I feel like Frostgrave is kind of doing what them two games could do, but they should have come in about 2 or 3 years earlier than now. It's like Mercs. Mercs started in 2010 when skirmish wasn't really a big thing, so they could get a hold in early, or maybe get a little bit here and there and then learn what they were doing. Kind of. But that's something else entirely. But now they've moulded up where you've got a faction box where you've got 10 models and the faction decks, you know, as a complete thing. All you need is the rules. So that's the thing. It's just all there for you. Kind of Games Workshop are doing that, where you've got the 50 quid boxes, or just the skirmish sets for Age of Sigmar skirmish. I think they've got a few for Shadow War Armageddon. I think they've got a few, but not too many, I suppose. Dead Zone, they've got the faction starters, which don't give you rules, but the rulebook don't cost that much. Yeah, I mean, you've got Malifaux as well, which the faction gets all the bits you need for the models, the stat cards. All you need is a rulebook, and maybe a second rulebook if you want to expand your force. Tanks, stat card. Tanks is kind of like X-Wing, but a bit more forgiving. and certainly cheaper. But then again, it's just pre-coloured plastics, which isn't that bad to paint, to be honest. But that's the thing. I do feel, because of all these games that's come before, Games Workshop has missed the boat for about 2-3 years on skirmish level games. You know, I mean, Workshop, just do what you're good at. Big, massive scale games. I mean, even Age of Sigmar has come back into favour with some people because of how the General's Handbooks were gone out and just how people run stuff. But yeah, the General's Handbook. I don't get why it wasn't a free FAQ thing. I don't know why Games Workshop decided they had the goal to put that out. I don't care how cheap it was. It shouldn't have. You shouldn't have charged people to fix the game you broke. You don't charge the mechanic to fix a car they broke. You do not pay me. You do not pay me money to fix a socket that I did not fix properly in the first place. If you paid me money once, you don't pay me money twice to fix something that I made wrong. That's really my thought on that. I know this video was about if Games Workshop missed the boat, and in that way, I honestly think so. I mean, their board game side has gone on fantastically as far as I can see. I mean, I've not played many of them, but from what I've seen, people's loved them. People's just loved them. I would have liked to see them expanded a bit better, but you know, what can you do? I mean, they've come away from Fantasy Flight, so it'd be interesting to see what they do with the board games now. The ones that Fantasy Flight used to do. I mean, I can't see Fantasy Flight trying to go after Games Workshop about licenses for Games Workshop's own stuff. So, you know, like Relic and Talisman, Games Workshop, if they want to, they could do something with them because it's their own stuff. So I mean, large battle side of things and board game side of things, Games Workshop's doing fine on that side. It's the skirmish thing, I think. That's alright, but it's just going to be nothing. I don't think anyone cares about Age of Sigmar skirmish, and I can understand why. Because doing a fantasy skirmish game is hard. You need to have a board in the similar style to get to Dead Zone, that size, and then put terrain around it. Anything bigger for a skirmish game, you are going to have trouble. Mercs, you can do it on any sort of size you want, but like I said, you've got 5 models, maybe 10. Do you really need to have it on the big board? No, you don't. I mean, 2x4, 3x4, 2x6 at the most, 3x4 at the most, that sort of thing. Anything bigger is just no. Just plain no. Too big. Yeah. So I don't know. Comment below. Maybe I'm talking out my backside here. Maybe I'm not. But I feel like with the thing is the skirmish games have been the main flavour of the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say now. Because of the cost, because of time, because of painting. I mean, all of that. You don't need as many models to paint. You don't need as many rules to get into, even though in some cases there is a fair bit of rules. And there's not as many models to build, even though you could build a lot of models if you really want to. So that's the thing. Then again, a lot of skirmish games have come into flavour and then gone out. Malifaux is still going on, not too bad. Tanks should have got better than what it is. It's just the Gale Force 9 and then to a larger extent Battlefront have just... It just seems like Battlefront has not cared about tanks. which is a shame because Tanks is a nice skirmish game, and all Battlefront need to do is put some of their models from Flames of War, because they're plastic models from that, into the Tanks books. That's it. Just add the cards in. That's all they need to do. Nothing more. It's just that. So yeah, like I said, comments below. Have I missed anything? Possibly. Has Games Workshop missed the boat? Do you think I'm talking out my backside? Do you think I've got a point about any of what I've said? Do you think I've missed anything? Comment below. Goodbye for now.